What is going on, guys? Today we'll be taking a look at the 2003 National Championship between Syracuse and Kansas. Kansas led by Roy Williams and Syracuse by Jim Boeheim. Syracuse also had Carmelo Anthony, a future All-Star, and Kansas had some future NBA role players, Kirk Hinrich and Nick Collison. This game was great from the start, and here Aaron Miles helps one pass away, a no-no, and Jerry McNamara makes him pay from the outside. Syracuse was not hindered by the pressure of the big game early, and here Anthony, with a man all over him, drains it and gives Syracuse a 5-point lead. On this one, Hinrich gets confused and Keith Duaney makes him pay from the outside. Nick Collison was a great asset for Kansas as he was able to finish inside against the 2-3 zone. They find him twice, he finishes the and-one dunk, and here Miles finds him for an easy layup. But Kansas allows Syracuse to continue their hot shooting by helping one pass away. Here Lee does it and McNamara makes another three. And this sequence right here just shows off the talent Syracuse has. Kansas penetrates his zone, but Hakeem Warwick, another NBA player, gets a great block. And on the other end, Anthony, one of the best playmakers, is able to penetrate, keep his dribble alive, draw two defenders, and find Billy Edelin wide open for a layup. Now here on the inbounds, Kansas throws a terrible pass, Carmelo gets the steal and shows his unselfishness and finds Josh Pace for an easy layup, extending the lead to 15. But on transition, which is the way to beat the 2-3 zone, Hinrich gets a three of his own. And now McNamara is heating up. He hits a three-pointer 5 feet beyond the three-point line. Hinrich does a good job closing out. He just hits it. And here he hits his fourth, and if you're Kansas, you just have to highlight him and take that shot away. And the beauty of McNamara heating up is now he's able to play the role of playmaker. Everyone goes to him and he hits Duaney for a transition three. And one of the weak points of the 2-3 zone is rebounding. And here Jeff Graves is able to corral a miss and dunk it home. Now the lead is now 10, and Syracuse gets a little sloppy and turns it over. And here Aaron Miles on the fast break gets called for a charging foul, even though McNamara was clearly moving, so they call it a charge. And here Hinrich goes under this dribble handoff, which is a terrible mistake as McNamara hits his 5th three-pointer. Here we see why Anthony becomes one of the most potent offensive players in the league at the next level as he hits an incredibly tough three-pointer. And here Syracuse comes up too much and Hinrich is able to find Nick Collison for the bucket as time winds down. 53 points for Syracuse and an 11-point lead thanks to great shooting and just poor defense. Now as the second half starts up, you'll see an improved intensity by Kansas. They start pushing the ball and not allowing Syracuse defense to set up, and here Lee hits a big three. And on the defensive end, you'll see improved ball pressure, and here they'll force McNamara to force a bad pass, and Hinrich on the other end gets it, and he pushes the ball in transition, the right thing to do, and Collison, who's one of the best in doing this, gets the rebound putback. Notice how Kansas was able to get good looks against the zone with a nice triangle. And notice how Lee's in the corner and Collison in the short corner. And I really liked how Hinrich facilitated. He gets it to Collison here and swings it to Lee here. Misses the jump shot. Collison gets the rebound but misses an easy putback. That cannot happen. But they hustle for the loose ball and get it back. And you can see again the intensity by Kansas. And this is just great diversity in Kansas offense here. Here Lee does not go to the corner, but instead on the opposite side when they kick it out to the wing. Once he gets to Collison on the post, he can either kick it to Lee, or here he gets to the Graves, who misses the first shot, but gets the layup, and it's down to 3 points. Now the lead is now up to 10 for Syracuse, and here Miles, though, is able to drive and penetrate and hit Graves, which is what you do against a zone. And just Kansas showing its great effort and rebounding and poor boxing out by Syracuse to get their offensive rebound off the free throw, and Graves misses, but Langford gets the putback. Now down 12 with 5 minutes remaining, it's looking bleak for Kansas, but here they'll get back in the game due to poor shooting by Syracuse and turnovers. Here Anthony gets a good look but misses, and on the other end Collison gets fouled and makes 1 of 2 from the line. It cannot be understated how much Syracuse free throw shooting hurt them in this game, as they are an awful 12 for 30 from the line, and Collison himself was 3 for 10. Billy Edelin here runs the pick and roll, and he effectively beats the trap they have, and he's able to penetrate but misses the floater. This allows Kansas to go straight into transition. Hinrich loses the ball a bit, but it leads to something good as Collison gets the layup in transition. Now here for Syracuse, things start to unravel a bit as McNamara and Edelin get confused and the ball just goes right out of bounds. and on the next play on the zone, you'll notice penetration by Miles creates an opening for Heinrich. He gets into the teeth of the defense and kicks out to Heinrich, who drains the shot. Kansas tries to double team the ball handler, and this backfires on them when they do not deny the high post, and Craig Forth gets an and-one dunk, though he missed the free throw. Now Syracuse is up 7, and Edelin gets called for a 5-second violation and turns it over as he could not get rid of it. And from that same spot, Kansas inbounds it, Syracuse defense falls asleep, and Heinrich is able to cut the lead to 5 with a dunk. This was a great possession for Syracuse as they were able to take the shot clock down, and Edelin drived in and there was no help middle. Now here, Kansas is able to get an alley-oop from Heinrich to Collison as no one bodied up Collison, and that's a great finish. Syracuse does a good job moving the ball against the trap, but Josh Pace misses an easy floater, giving Kansas an opportunity. But on the other end, Heinrich forces it inside to Collison, as you'll see, and they're in that triangle, but he forces it inside and they turn it over. On the next possession, Edelin is able to go around Graves on the trap, which lets him get right to the basket, and he's able to feed Pace, but Pace again misses the layup and Kansas retains it. This time they push it in transition, wasting no time, and Lee is able to be found wide open and he makes the layup to cut it to 3. And now pressure starts to get in as Melo misses the front end of a 1-on-1. Kansas pushes the ball, and they'll move it around well, and they'll eventually find Collison in the high post. Here Collison tries to set a screen, nothing works, but they move the ball, they get a good motion going, they find Collison, he kicks it out to Miles, who misses the 3, but Graves fights, gets the rebound, and will go to the line where he will make 1 free throw. Collison then fouls out as they have to send the man to the line, and Duaney misses the first one, and he makes the second, making it a 3-point game. And now Kansas pushes it on the other end, and Heinrich gets a decent look, very tough shot, and he misses, and they send Warwick to the line. But again, it is a very pressured stage, and Warwick, usually a high 60s free throw shooter, misses both shots, which gives Kansas another chance for a 3-pointer. And they're actually very composed as they run a set play. They'll try to get Heinrich open on top, and they have a decent opportunity, and he swings it, the smart move, and gets the lead, but Warwick comes up with a huge block. Now here with 1.5 seconds left, Syracuse does a good job switching screens on Heinrich, who's coming off screens, and also Warwick, who's guarding the inbounder, is just able to guard the 3-point line to contest the shot. I would have liked to see Kansas try to get to the opposite sideline and try to fool the defense and maybe get an open 3 there, but regardless, they get a decent look for Heinrich, but Warwick is able to contest, and that's the ball game. Syracuse wins the 2003 National Championship. Well, that's all for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and check back for more daily basketball videos. Subscribe if you enjoyed this one, and check out the LotteryMafia.com, an NBA draft website. See you next time.